Hey there, what's up? It's episode 94 for the Rules of Villainy. I'm Villain Vince, your host, joined as always by my two co-hosts, Villain Andy, and the mayor of Lorcana himself, Brad. How are we doing tonight?
Not bad. How's your internet working? Feeling good? You gonna make it through this?
TBD, we shall see how this goes.
They're actively digging and sawing in random places in Vince's apartment looking for the cable.
They're trying to stop us.
No, they're not here anymore. They were here earlier, so they've long been gone. And so far, the internet's worked. I have not because I fell asleep.
A little bit of inside baseball. They're actually setting up the network for Villain Land, since we broadcast from different parts of the new Villain Land of Disney World, right? So it's understandable that we'll run into some network issues.
Yeah, right. And as we're speaking, we've got Cassie on here. I don't know if you can hear him trying to bite me. We're going. So this is this recording off to a great start.
Oh, heck
off to a fantastic. Would you stop?
Well, I got a bone to pick with you, Vince. As your cat apparently does too. You still owe me a rubber match from our best of 3 this past Saturday, sir, when we were playing your Blurple into my, well, I should say Lorgains' Sapphire Amber deck. No game 3.
Well, I was gonna have game 3 with us on Monday, but then we were under threat of several tornadoes, so I didn't go to game night.
I feel like the job's incomplete.
That's fine. You still got the deck built, right? Or did you break it apart yet?
Of course I did.
Okay. Well, I've still got my deck. And we can play.
All right. Hold you to it.
Or if you're going to Bodox tomorrow, maybe we can play there.
That can be arranged. I like me a good Bodax night.
I would say Andy could join us, but he's not gonna be there.
Oh.
I don't know why.
What's going on, Andy?
Spoiler alert. No, just keep an eye out. We'll be recording some content with Keith from the Mad Drafter.
Trader.
And we do some of that limited discussion. I don't know if I'm allowed to spoil which ink costs we got, so you'll have to tune in to find out.
Yeah. It's always a good time.
Yeah. Is it, Brad? Is it a good time? I thought it was a good time, but apparently he doesn't.
I am not as upset about this as you are.
Really?
For those not in the know, it's just Andy doing it. It's not the whole group. And Vince is joking, of course. But no, I'm really excited. It's always great. I can't wait to watch it. What else we got going on here? Want to jump in?
So the other things in Underworld news here is that we have all of the cards have been released for a while on here when you're listening to this. In a week when you're listening to this, it will be out in your local game stores and you can do it. And guess what, Brad? Guess what, Andy? Pre-release sets are coming. So we've got 6 packs in the pack, and we're gonna get some dice and some special promo cards
and some postcards.
Yeah, it's gonna be very, very exciting. I'm very excited. Some of you may have already seen it because some content creators have gotten some early release product that they're posting around. So I've seen so far. I think I've seen only one person's opening it. But I've seen a lot of videos out there about it.
Awesome.
This segment right here is where we would open all of our product. We got it.
So I'm mad about Heath. He's mad at Robin's Burger over here for the lack of product.
Just let me know.
And
we lost Vince.
We lost Cassian. Well,
so if it got lost in the mail,
he broke my headphones.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh! Hopefully, we can just continue on here.
Still
Can you
working?
hear us?
I mean, I can hear you out of one ear, so I think we'll just we'll just proceed with that and move along. That has never happened. What a wild episode here. Already starting off.
It's the end of Winterspell. We're ready for spring. We're ready for the wilds unknown. Clearly, Cassian is.
Yeah. Clearly, he is. He's being a little menace tonight. He's being a villain, shall we say?
Yeah. You know what I'm ready for?
What?
Questlemania! Let's go! Insert explosions here. Flex. That's right. We are honored to be invited over to Lorcana Heat once again, attending and competing in Questlemania. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. We just had a meeting with Uncool Sam just a few days ago talking about the events coming up. Don't want to spoil everything, but be on the lookout on all the socials as we start pumping that out because it's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really fun. We had a blast with them last time, and I'm looking forward to it. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm really excited. That's
you sound.
That's my extent of my excited. I'm so excited.
I just cut a whole promo here. Yeah, I'm really excited.
I just want to say, I was first in the door of that meeting out of all of you, waiting for that information. I asked almost as many questions as Brad. Brad got really confused. He asked a lot of questions, but Vince didn't even show up. Brad, I caught my competitor Brad talking in the Discord earlier, saying that this was fun. This is not fun. Did you see the prize we are fighting for here? You will be banished and you will be thrown out of the ring. John Cena
I will have
style.
you know. I will have you know. I was hard at competing with Lorcana, working my way, as we say, to the competitive top tables of Lorcana in Top Cut when this meeting occurred that I could not attend. Okay, that's why I was
a likely story.
Where'd you play at this weekend?
Where did I play it this weekend?
Yeah,
I went to TCM.
Okay, just curious.
No, Brett's trying to trip me up. He's like, yeah, sure you played. Where'd you go?
No,
pull
I was
up
trying
your
to
Ravensburger play up. Let's see.
I wanted to get you like you got Andy that a couple weeks ago about being an 8-person tournament. I was like, where did he play at in the Top Cut? Was it just you know what I mean? But you got because I think they fired off at like 18, so that's pretty good. You made it in.
I think I ended up 6th, 7th. I'm not really.
Second place.
That's more. It's more Top Cuts than I made this set. I played in 2 and didn't make it. I bubbled at Impact and just wasn't in the cards this time. Plus, I got married. I mean, that was that took the whole weekend away from
that took a whole weekend. Absolutely. Well, with that, let's move on into our constituents corner. Mr. Mayor, you want to go away?
Our first question came from Jingle Jimmy, which I think is a play on Jingle Joe, one of the new Wilds Unknown cards. He asked, what cards are you most excited or more excited about for Infinity over Core Constructed and vice versa? Have you guys taken a deep dive into
You did what? That.
Brad. I did what?
You made his name Jingle Jimmy.
I didn't do that.
Are you sure?
No.
Vince, did you do it?
No, I did not.
We got a
Andy,
mystery.
Did you do it? Are you gaslighting?
I am not
gaslighting.
Now Vince is trying. Okay, there's a mystery afoot here. Because I talked with Jimmy. I talked with Jimmy, the victim of this crime. He did not change his name.
He said he was going to, or like that. He wished he was Jingle Jimmy or something. I thought
at the time
I saw the conversation.
I found out that I just found out that you changed someone's name if you were an admin in the Discord. So it has to basically be one of us that
what
changed
if it was Kirsten?
Jingle Jimmy.
Kirsten, maybe she was up to no goods.
We'll have to interrogate her too then. All right. If you guys, are we teaming up on her? Do we think it's her?
How do we know Jimmy didn't do it himself?
Look at it. Look at Jimmy right now. He's laughing as he's listening to this because he's got us all pitting against each other.
That's my question, Andy. How do you know Jimmy didn't do it himself?
Good question.
Andy naturally went straight to me because I live on Discord. He's like, "Yeah, that's something Brad would do, and something Brad did do." Honestly,
I think you were in the conversation when Jingle
I did
Jimmy
it. I
came
did it.
up.
I
See,
did it.
Brad did it. I knew it. I knew it.
But what card?
Mystery
I
solved.
was so confused.
Mystery
I didn't even
solved.
Yeah, Vince wouldn't have any idea about any of it because he's, he pops in and out. But no, that we got far away from this question here. We were focused on the Jingle Jimmy. Jimmy's asking about the card. Favorite cards you're looking most forward to for Infinity and Core in the new set. What do you guys think?
Oh,
Yeah.
the new. I'm assuming he's talking about new cards, right?
New cards, yeah, for Infinity.
Dale.
Everybody's talking about Dale. Dale is insane.
Dale's pretty cool.
Talk about
Broken.
Talk
Card's
about
broken.
a card that makes Daisy a 4/4, Rapunzel a 5/5. Like she still has the one strength, but when you run into her, she's hitting you back for 5 now.
Amber Champion.
Oh.
Big yeah,
Ooh.
with Amber Champion.
Yeah.
Or think about this. So I was playing somebody at
Does the Amber Champion, sorry to cut you off. So he gives other Amber cards +2 willpower. So
Yep.
Dale, so himself, he would still be an 8 or 6 or whatever he is.
Dale would be a
so
0/6.
Yeah.
He'd be 0/4 +2. The Amber Champion, and then if you put down 2 Amber Champions, it becomes like a
a whole equation.
Cogsworth. No, it's a Cogsworth situation here, where when you get multiple of them down, it's just like you're cooked, mate. You're cooked.
So, but also, I totally forgot. Somebody was playing yesterday was playing the Minnie Mouse Ruby the Amber Ruby Dual
Bodyguard.
Ink card Bodyguard 08.
Yep, I know it. I am very familiar with that card. That's one of the first ones me and Wonderful were talking about when they announced this card.
So 08 is really good. It negates its ability,
its
though,
own
right?
flavor. Yeah. Well, its own ability.
But it's a great target for Ohana.
Is Dale when challenged or challenging or both?
Both.
During challenges, your characters do it. So you can swing in with the bodyguard, and then even if they remove the Dale, your Minnie Mouse is still big and chunky on both ends.
It could be a big it's pretty wild. Yeah, so I think the Dale is a really interesting card, and I think it's going to be problematic. I think the Dale is going to be one of those cards that really forces your opponent to have an answer to that card as soon as possible.
Yeah, which there are a lot of answers. At 0 strength, you can get rid of him pretty easy, especially with Ruby. But it's one of those cards, though, I think you play him when you're ready to challenge into something, too, like to get more value out of that. You're not putting him out there and waiting to do something with him later, like because you're expecting he's going to be target number 1 for in any scenario. And I haven't deep dove into a whole lot of scenarios yet, because wrapping my mind around going back to Infinity, where the card pool just opens up, is quite a load to take on. As we got the DLC coming up. So there's a lot of things to think about and a lot of different ways to think about them that I'm just not ready for.
Yeah, I will say though, I think you think about it though, once we hit rotation, there are less things in core to answer this card than there are in Infinity. Because you think about it, so like for instance, in my mind, because I've been playing Blurple a lot, I think of Elsa the Fifth Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That card rotates out of the format in the next set.
Imagine her with Dale being a 5/5 now.
Yeah, but Dale's. I feel like Dale's pretty answerable. They just added the 3-cost uninkable brawl. They have the 5-cost uninkable. Horseman. Yeah. They have little
baby Sisu.
Yeah, you do.
So all those are still in rotation. Like Dale's pretty answerable. they're all, all the answers are in Ruby and they're all on Inkable. Thunderbolt still exists, right? And that could be sang on.
Thunderbolt exists.
Yeah.
I mean, so you have Strength as well because that got reprinted.
There's probably still a
in
2-cost
Fabled.
for Singer 4 that exists.
But I think like you could easily answer this. I think on because it's a 4-cost, right?
Right.
It was a 4-cost.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like something you could easily answer in Blurple before, but now like on 4 now, I think potentially I guess you could because you could play Isis.
Yeah.
To exert it, but
still a 4/4.
Really, you're now looking. I guess now you really are. I guess you could still answer it on 4 if you played just hard cast it, let it go, or. So I guess you're right. It's just like it's a little harder, I think.
Yeah, it's an annoying card for sure.
Yeah, once rotation.
I also would need it kind of breaks my mind Infinity and Core existing at the same time. I don't like it really at all. But I'd have to see what cards. Nothing's rotating out right now, right? When Wilds comes out, we don't lose anything.
No, that's right. That's right.
So Core still exists, all the same stuff. So yeah, it'll be interesting. The card I was thinking of that might have value in Infinity, but probably is really good in Core for something like Blurple is What Else Can I Do? 5-cost uninkable song in Sapphire. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand and the other in your inkwell, and face down and exerted. Character sang this song, your character's gain a ward until the start of your next turn.
A lot of text.
This is a lot of text.
Yeah, I feel like that card might not be as. I think it'll be better in rotation than it is. I haven't had a lot of matches with it and stuff, but I haven't. It fits a really awkward place right currently in the current setup, in my opinion.
Yeah,
for Blurple at least. I think I could see it more in another deck in particular, maybe like Sapphire Steel in particular, maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I'm not yet convinced. Is all I'm saying that that it's in Blurple.
Yeah, that may be right. It depends on what, depends on how Blurple changes. I think it'll probably still just want to ramp on 2, do a lot of the same stuff that it does. But if we have to play cards like Isis to answer things, we need to potentially have other things set up before turn 4.
Yeah.
And maybe Blurple turns into more of an on curve deck instead of trying to skip that ramp. But definitely for decks like Blello or Sapphire Amber, the actually playable version of it. No big deal, Brad. But Cindy on 4, Moana on 5. Moana sings this the next turn. Everything gets ward, plays on like a surfer stitch. That turn that you sing this, and now everything has ward, or maybe there's a big bodyguard. I feel like maybe that would be pretty nice. Slap down a big bodyguard, but any real control options there, they all get ward.
What about you, Brad? Any takes?
Not about that card specifically. A few of the cards I had marked down was toys from the Toy Story. Woody, the legendary Woody, looks like a lot of fun, and I've been playing a lot of Ruby Amber. So Sid really caught my eye with what he could do. I don't know how effective he will be at a 6-cost uninkable, but being another legendary, I think they're expecting big things out of him. There's a lot of synergy with all of Sid's toys, also in Ruby with it, but. Those are what I'm looking forward to. I don't know how it's going to work out. It's going to take just testing and playing around and seeing what the meta shapes up to be. Rex has always been my favorite character in Toy Story. I just always thought he was funny and really liked him. So 3/1 bodyguard. He's easily dealt with the one willpower, but he does give you lore when he is banished, and so
yeah, that's a pretty kind of flavorful thing with a lot of these toys.
Yeah.
Like losing lore, gaining lore. In some of these toys thing. The other card I was thinking of too, that I think is equally applicable to both Infinity and Core is Merida. Steel Merida.
both of them. Yeah, they're both good.
Really
Just
good.
because, yeah, for sure. But the you think about in a deck like Amber Steel, both in the current Core and in Infinity, you can double damage. And then if you pair that with the 3 arrows action card, you can recur that card on play. That's kind of nice. And you think about it, like now in Core Constructed, so we'll have 3 arrows, you'll have Thunderbolt, you'll have Strength, cannons, yeah. And then in Infinity, add
Storm,
add Zeus, add grab your swords.
I'm glad those are all uninkable.
I mean, sure, lot. Like you're not gonna add them all, but I'm just saying, think about the potential you have to do additional damage. You can make a card like grab your swords in Infinity, basically a board wipe, essentially. Almost.
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of big bodies in these last couple sets that it'll definitely help. Thick. But with the help of some of those other removal songs and stuff, that it very much could be. And we got bows. If you're pairing it with I mean, bows is only 2 characters, and they have to be 2, so even more conditional than the grab your swords, which is just 2 across the board. But lots of ways to do some damage out there.
Next question.
Yeah, from STL Lumineers. They ask, which movie series is most overrepresented in Lorcana? Atlantis got 26 cards this set. Why? A little flavor there.
Pretty good movie.
I want to ask you guys before you think which one is most represented. What do you think, based on my early research here before the episode, is the most represented franchise in Disney Lorcana? Give or take a few.
Give or take? Wow, this is so scientific, Brad.
Well, no, because the top 2 that I have here are only a difference of 1, but then of course there's promo cards and stuff that I didn't filter out, so I don't know the actual number, but the difference between 1 and 2 here on my list is by 1 card.
Oh, I mean, it's probably like Mickey and Friends or something.
I didn't even look that up. I'm looking at actual movies. Not
I would have thought for sure that Snow White and the 7 Dwarves are probably pretty high on the list, given all the.
I think they're in the 60s. I looked that up, but I didn't write them down because they were significantly lower than the rest of these.
Interesting.
Yeah, they because they basically get a set of dwarves. Like they have like 3 sets of dwarves now, and then like the couple ancillary Queen cards and Snow White cards.
So what is it? Sleeping
70
Beauty?
cards.
Maybe?
Nope.
No, it's like Lilo and Stitch has a bunch.
Lilo and Stitch is at 96 in. They're tied with Peter Pan at 96 in 4th and 5th place.
Okay, I mean,
I'll give you one more.
Did you say Beauty? Did we say Beauty and the Beast?
I actually didn't look that one up, so I don't know where they land. The number one is Aladdin.
Aladdin
at 122. At 2 is Frozen at 121, which is my initial guess as the most represented franchise Frozen. In the game.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Frozen feels like the obvious answer, but I think the reason why I didn't think that is because I was thinking of like all the iterations of things like Maleficent.
Sure.
And and then you have the Auroras. You have all these like dwarves and Snow White.
Yep.
So
for all the cards from Atlantis that are supposedly coming into the game, it looks like there's only like 60 cards in the game from the
where does Encanto fit in?
Encanto was at 97 or 67, sorry. Nope.
Okay.
That is wrong. It is 87. I'll get it right on the third try here. And I actually just looked up Beauty and the Beast because I didn't do it before. 108. So they are in third place by 10 to over the Little Mermaid at 98.
So did you not look up all of them?
I just looked up the bigger franchises that I know have been in here since set 1. Yeah.
Mickey and Friends, 195.
That makes sense. But that's like, this is Disney Lorcana. Of course, Mickey and Friends is going to be should be a large number.
Well,
But I don't see them as a like IP. That they're the brand. They're the Fab Five or the, what is it, Sensational Six or whatever. So, but yeah. So I was just looking up straight by movie, but overrepresented. I don't know that I would call anything overrepresented. I like all of these, franchises quite a bit. It is interesting because he used Atlantis as an example, and that's a movie I haven't seen since I was a child. So it's a good way, like throwing in things like Sword in the Stone, which only has like 50 cards, and the Black Cauldron and stuff, to get more people familiarized with those properties and stuff, and then get people excited about it. And the people who are already fans of it can be excited for it. So,
well, did you put Hercules on there?
I did not look up Hercules. That's a good
100. They got 100 cards.
Yeah,
Andy's over here fact checking in real time.
Well, that's what Andy does. Andy doesn't take anything without sufficient evidence. But
he's zoned out and I'm looking at all the franchises.
I came prepared.
Have you looked up Dumbo? You know how many they have?
Come in until probably.
How
like
many
10.
does Dumbo
Not
have?
even 10.
Okay,
not even 10.
Closest without going over. Vince.
12.
Brad.
Had Timothy. There's 2 Dumbos. There's a Magic Feather. I'm gonna say 5 because I can't think of anything else.
Oh man, neither of you win the TSA 10 Enchanted Dumbo that I was gonna give you as a prize because you both went over. It's 4. It's exactly the 4 Brad said. He knew all 4 of them.
I assumed there was another one that I was missing.
There's 2 variants. Chanty Dumbo and Promo Dumbo,
but interesting. So I have a question though, because you raise an interesting point, Brad.
Yeah.
Talking about all these, because I agree with the assumption here. Like, I don't really think any particular franchise is overrepresented at this point. If anything, I think there's a lot underrepresented. But we're getting new sets all the time, right?
Yeah.
But one question I have kind of pulling on this thread is, you talk about saying you haven't seen Atlantis since it first came. What movies have you seen as a result of Disney Lorcana? Like, what movies have you gone back? I'm watching that specifically because it came in.
I don't know that I've gone back because of the game. I've been more excited to go back for like our Disney date nights that Emily and I have been doing for the last couple of years. I've been more excited, like when we got to Sword in the Stone. Set 2 had already been out, Rise of the Floodborn, and I'm like, oh, I get, as the movie was playing, I'm seeing these scenes play out again, and I'm, it was like, holy cow, like I understand, the flavor text on this card now, or what's happening in this as it's, the actual storyborn moments of the cards, so that made it more, those things make it more exciting to watch the movie. I hadn't seen the Black Cauldron or remembered the Black Cauldron hardly at all. So we watched that, I think, before the Whispers came out with them included in it, and that made me excited for that set, to get those cards. And then we went back and watched a Goofy movie. That's actually the answer. Is that is one specifically I went back and watched with her because of Fabled, when Goofy movie was introduced to that. Is all the hype was real, all the creators were making eye-to-eye videos and all these fun things about it, and I'm like, that's something I've definitely watched as a kid, but I don't have the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have the passion for that franchise like a lot of other people do, but I definitely want to go check it out and see it again. And it's a fun, good, it's a really good father-son movie. Like I'm sure that like a lot of adults now who have kids watch that movie, and it hits a lot different than it did when they were the bratty teenager, right? Or the adolescent. But yeah, that's my answer. Is Goofy
bratty
movie
teenager.
For
what
sure.
are you talking about? I'm still a bratty teenager. No.
You saw all the toys in my room, you'd call me the same.
Well, Brad knows my like addiction to Lego is real now.
Yeah.
I can't hide it anymore. Andy, do you have any answer to that question? I'm actually a little curious. Have you seen any? You and Kirsten?
Yeah, I mean we've rewatched a bunch. Kirsten rewatches Disney movies all the time, so sometimes I'll end up watching them with her if I'm not doing something else.
like Beauty and the Beast and the Hidden Rose
Christmas special,
straight
to
Thunder.
DVD.
You know what Andy needs to watch is Onward. That's coming up in a couple sets, so you know, maybe you get yourself prepared for that. You know what we should do? I know. Go ahead and speak to Onward really quickly, but
the Disneyhood of the traveling vampire fans.
No, but like, you know what we should do with, I haven't seen Brave in a long time either. We talked about it with a Goofy movie, was like, we should do a few like videos here and there of some of these movies that are coming to the game. Just, you know, like a retrospect or a revisit, and then sit down and talk about them for like a half hour or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You know, it'd be cool. I don't know, Brad, you'd probably be more into this than than Andy, because you and I really like movies. But one thing I really like is when like my favorite podcasters, like especially like in the Star Wars realm, do watch it and do like an audio commentary as it's going, because I'm a sucker for audio commentary.
Sure, I used to watch those on DVD all the time, like the Kevin Smith ones were fantastic. The Dogma commentary.
It's honestly it's the thing that I miss about physical media, because I had all of the Pixar movies, and they would have all of the commentary tracks, and I would watch the commentary track all the time, like just because they're so interesting and good. But
all right, guys, listen up. So if you guys are going to DLC Indianapolis, hit us up. Vince will be in a van out back. You will have physical DVDs of all of your favorite Disney movies with commentary by all of the villains. All right, audio commentary by the villains over top of your favorite Disney movies.
Do you know how we don't have that much time to make that happen? Also, by the way, you
for Patreon subscribers only, though, so you know,
because we should for Patreon subscribers, because we should say too, you gotta get it before it goes back into the vault.
Yeah, that's right, the vault,
the Disney vault.
So real quick before we move on to the next question, I'll just say that my answer to this is that I saw The Emperor's New Groove for the first time because of Lorcana. It was like a movie I just missed, because there was like a whole kind of gap of movies that I missed. I went back and saw Lilo and Stitch, which I hadn't seen before either. I saw The Sword and the Stone, which I think I did see as a kid, but I didn't remember. I think those are the key like highlight. And a Goofy movie. I saw that because of Fable.
It's actually funny you mentioned those two, because I got my wisdom teeth taken out after Disney Lorcana had started, and both of those movies, Lilo and Stitch and Affinity was what I was looking for earlier. Neither that or Emperor's New Groove had any affinity for. I may or may not have seen them when I was younger, but I specifically watched them as I was recovering from my wisdom teeth coming out, because I was like, this is a good time to just lay here and watch things that everybody else loves in this game that I just I'm not privy to. So those are other good examples.
I'm just really bummed I missed Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my gosh. Hercules was another one too. Like there's definitely like a little period between the late 90s and early 2000s that I just kind of like missed.
Dude.
Because
you've not seen any good. Okay. So you know those videos
I still haven't seen
where like two people know the shtick and the one person's the imposter? All right. I'm just saying. The imposter is Vince, and Brad and I are actual Disney fans. My dude hadn't seen Lilo and Stitch. You haven't seen Emperor's New Groove. You haven't seen Hercules.
I've seen Hercules. I remember being.
Have you ever? Do you know who Mickey Mouse is?
But you gotta understand. You gotta understand that when I was a kid, right, and I had seen I grew up watching The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Lion King. I saw like a lot of the back catalog of Disney. And then in 1995, this little movie called Toy Story hit the theater.
Have you seen that before?
And yes,
okay,
I
good.
saw it
I'm just making
a
sure.
bajillion
I'm just making
times.
sure you'd never seen Lilo and Sid.
I'm just saying here. I'm just saying I can for 100%. I know exactly the first CD compact disc for the younger folks. It was this little thing, and you put it in a little thing. And I played music. The first CD I ever got was the soundtrack to Toy Story.
Randy Newman.
Randy Newman. So I loved that movie. And then I just became like a diehard Pixar fan. And so I really didn't care about anything else. So I watched all the Pixar movies. And it wasn't really up until the mid 2000s that I started to tune back into what Disney was doing. Because they also kind of jumped into the 3D animation
dinosaur
time as well. And
dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Right. Shall we move on?
Yeah. Let's move on to the next question.
From Heather, she asks, what is the best flavor text in Wilds Unknown, and why is it he's bonkus in the crunkus, from the legendary Dale? I'll start because there's only one answer, Heather, and that is the 5th rule of villainy from Syndrome. The best way to get revenge on your enemies, lots of practice. Next question. No, I'm just joking. You guys have any other? Have you?
No, honestly, I think that's.
No, I've got a couple. I got a couple good ones. All right,
go for it.
So the first one, I liked Wind Up Frog, Sid's toy. He said, "I made it cooler. Who cares about some dumb hopping frog when it can have wheel?"
That's pretty good.
A good one. Obviously, the claw. Trust in the claw. It shall lift us from this terrible place. Which, let's be real. I feels that. Lift me from this terrible place. The claw. Take me somewhere better. I know it's out there.
To be clear, you could end up in Sid's house. Okay.
I'm actually sad that none of the Edna mode cards have no capes.
That's one of the ability names.
They do.
It's
yes,
the ability name.
It's an ability. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, I'm thrilled about that.
Awesome.
Then the other one is a good one. Monterey Jack. They're not lost. I just haven't found them yet. Kind of reminds me of that dad joke where it's just like, look, I got good news and bad news. The bad news is we're lost. The good news is though we're making good time, right? We're they're not lost.
That's what I should. That's the cosplay I should do. Is Edna mode. Just get like the wig, and then just like walk around on knee pads around.
There's a TikToker who does that. They walk around on like their tippy toes and their knees are out and they just it's really funny.
There's someone who cosplays as Edna mode at the DLCs. I've seen it a couple times.
Is there? I didn't see Edna mode.
Yeah, and
I got my picture with Edna when I did the dopey. Or no, I did at the Wine and Dine. Yeah.
And then also I feel like the Woody waiting for a friend. It's got the song lyrics. Kind of cool too.
Yeah.
And then I think Alan Adale. I don't know if it's the same song, but he's also got like a little ditty going on there.
Little ditty with Alan and Woody. Well, that's it. That's anybody. You got anything else for flavor text here? There's a lot of flavor text to be reading. I haven't read all of them, but I do think Dale's is really, really good. But
it is.
We got a new rule of villainy, so that automatically goes to the top for me. So
very exciting.
Yeah,
adding to our rules of villainy, and I love it.
That's right. And that's going to do it for Constituents Corner. Listeners, watchers, or viewers, if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And join our Discord where we have a Constituents Corner channel. Tag us on the socials at Rules of Villainy, and you can get your question on the air.
All right. Well, welcome to a new segment. So new that neither of my two co-hosts know about it, which is Woody's Roundup Set Championship Breakdown.
Oh.
How was the set champ this past weekend for either of you?
Did I
For
do one this
me,
past weekend?
I played Saturday game night,
Oh, that's right.
and
I
I
hosted
got
one.
8th place. I think. I think
Yeah,
I
you
got
did.
8th
With
place.
what
Yeah.
deck?
you did.
Gravy, 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 gravy. I
Can you
actually
Did
tell
you
the
put that
colors,
title?
please?
Did you put that title into Inktex?
Yeah,
Did
I
you?
put it for both
Yeah.
his and Andy's.
Yeah, we had the
and they were paired into each other.
Yep, we had the Andy Gravy
Oh.
Bowl in like the second round or whatever.
Yep.
I played Ruby Amber Boosties.
Yeah, you did.
I was the only one in the whole tournament on Ruby Amber Boosties. The tournament was predominantly Blurple, and my
Not a
matchups
Oh.
were Amber
Not
Steel,
Blurple.
Amber Steel, Amethyst Steel, Amethyst Steel, one Blurple. I played one
It's really
Blurple
funny.
in 5 rounds.
Because we went out to eat afterwards, and Andy's like, there wasn't a lot of Blurple at game
It was
night.
literally a third.
Everyone
Brad
else
was
was
like,
like,
Brad was like, yeah. Brad and I look at each other. We're like, yeah, it's like a third Blurple.
It was 8 decks out of 24 were Blurple, and I think 5 converted. I don't remember, but yeah, the first
Yeah.
5 that I put in when I was doing the deck list throughout the tournament were all Blurple. I just took it, Vince, and I'm like, it's just all Blurple today.
Wait, you said 5 converted to top 8. Does that
maybe
mean
not
that
5?
maybe not 5, but a lot converted, right? My top 8 matchup.
Yeah.
Amethyst Steel, same one I lost to in Swiss. Teammate Kristen. And
Well, she's a pro.
yeah. She has Pete. Really annoying.
She ultimately ended up taking that tournament down too.
Yeah, she took first place.
Yeah. Yeah, so Brad and I both hosted and ran that tournament. And then on Sunday I went to Trading Card Market where I got 6th place. I just couldn't beat our teammate Catch Up Ryan, unfortunately. It just it was close though. It was close until he played Demona, and then Demona'd himself into 2nd star, and then just started to draw a bunch of cards, and I was like, oh.
See ya.
At the end, I put this meme in our Discord, but it reminded me of The Simpsons. It's like, stop, he's already dead, because he just kept playing cards on the board. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
You know what's great when Blurple does that? Raging Storm.
Hey, you've won.
Oh,
You've won. Stop it.
I also played at
Underground Dojo.
Yeah, that was a 13 somewhere around there person tournament. I ended up making top 4 in 4th place, I believe.
No, you went to the finals.
I made top 4, top cut in the top 4 in 4th place, and then lost in the finals, quote unquote. But
didn't you also get that card that's in the back there?
yes,
Is that one of the
got
cards
this.
you got?
Here, look, let me hold up this card. See, it is normal size. It is the regular size of another card. Here, I will hold it up.
Yzma, cunning
This
chemist. For the audio listeners, he's got a giant sized Yzma in the background, and he held up a regular sized Lorcana card next to it, and it was very funny.
So I did get the extra pricing. That was really nice. But of the top 4 of us, we were all friends, and only one of us hadn't won a mat yet. So we all said, hey, you want to go get ice cream and go home early and go have a fun time? So we did that. I played Blurple at that event. I couldn't decide what I wanted to play, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play good old-fashioned Blurple. That way, even if I fall asleep at the wheel, I should hopefully, coast on past the finish line. There was your F1 reference of the day, of the episode.
Yep.
I feel like if I would have played at game night and I played that Sapphire Amber, I might have taken that down. I really, really do, because it is a Blurple eater.
So
Hey, there was a lot of blurple there.
I also don't know if this stat was released on socials yet. So I hope I'm not leaking this information, but I believe the Rules of Villainy competitive team final count for the Winterspell set champs, 5 playmats, 25 promos, which, since we're all about growth and improvement here, last set team had 3 playmats and 23 promos. So, set over set, the percentage increases. Vince, do the math. Go ahead. You got this. Come on, Vince.
Yeah,
The
I
math.
got,
The
got
math.
nothing.
Oh,
Got nothing here. You know what? I'm gonna steal a page from our federal government and say that's a 600%
a
increase.
600% increase. Set over set. So we are. Big shout out to all of my teammates and everyone who, had a great time. I am happy with my performance. I think I did. I got 2 mats, top 4 top 8 4 top 8 promos.
Heck yeah.
So I got 1
Nice.
2 first, 1 second. I only missed top. There's only one event I did that I didn't get top 8. That was my Ruby Sapphire Actions, and I'm sure I played it properly, but man, I felt like I had some really bad pulls of the Robin Hood slot machine there, and several of my games, it was like, this is probably the reason they don't play this deck at high level competitions.
But yeah, it was a good time. Plus, honestly, we had one weekend where we didn't have our captain playing either. So
Why is that?
So not well, because he's busy having a lot of fun in this little place called Disney World.
He was super jealous, but I'll be down there in a few months. Can't wait.
So honestly, actually, you think about it, our results are still pretty good in context. Think about the fact that we had one of our key players.
Yeah.
You guys are incredible.
Not available.
So that also you said you're going to Disney in a couple months.
That's more than that. It's September.
But
okay. I'd like to think that it's a couple months because
I'm going to Disney for World. See you there.
That's right.
Cheers.
There you go.
DVD. Let's see what happens.
I hope
I'm
you
hopeful
do.
to go to Disneyland for Continentals, or no, it's not called
North American Championship. Yeah.
Disney Lurkana North American Championship.
But as a judge, as a lore guide, as a lore guide,
Vince.
They're never gonna pick you, Vince, if you can't call it by its regular name. Every time you say judge,
I just go down.
Your lore guide credit score goes down 1 point.
All right. Well, I mean, that was really good though that we had the set champ, so we did really well. But we're now getting into Wilds Unknown, so we've got the pre-release coming up. The next, if you're listening to this, the week after. So I guess the question here though is, we're kind of in an odd space in the metagame because we have Core Constructed going on, but we also have DLC Indianapolis, which is going to be the first Infinity event. So Andy, being probably I think the most competitive person on the podcast here, what is your focus on? Are you ignoring Core Constructed now? Are you going straight to Infinity, or what's the deal?
I don't know, mate. It's not good. It's not good, really. I already I feel like I'm already, you open up the task manager on my brain and I'm already, rocking a good 80-90% CPU power on trying to play the game and or some minimal amount of deck building in the game, trying to get better and do that and that's one format. To have to try and do that for two different formats, um, especially because as it looks currently, they're going to be drastically different. I don't think you can play Blurple with the same game plan in Core and Infinity. You might be able to play the same ink color combination in both, but I think your game plan varies significantly enough. I just think the meta games are going to be wildly different. So it's going to be really, really rough. I need that Woody.
Would you say it's wildly
It's
unknown?
wildly unknown. Yeah, I need that. I need that Woody mat. I need the Woody card. I know we all want one of those. So I'm gonna win them all in the St. Louis area and then sell them to you guys at incredibly inflated prices through our new sponsor. I couldn't think of a good. Yeah.
It's in the game.
I don't know that I can wrap my head around Infinite. Like, I know that I have to because of the DLC, and so like I want to do it in a somewhat serious way, but like we talked about at the beginning of the top of the show that there's two formats, as Andy just illustrated. It's wildly different. Like I wanted to use Kristen's Steel Song current list that she's tinkering with as like a jumping off point, because as she was looking at ways to improve her ideas just the past couple days on our Discord, I completely forgot that like how much Akud just amplify Steel Song right now. She doesn't even have Rapunzel in her deck right now because she doesn't really need it. You got Cindy on one, and if you miss Cindy, you have Angel, or not even miss Cindy, but like Angel on one as well on the draw. And then Akud just opens up the door for so many other things. As I suggested to her, she was looking for ways to cut down from 62. And I said, well, most of the time when I ran Amber Steel, the two of Big Cinderella, Stout-Hearted, was probably too much. It's rare that I ever got to shift her on the one drop and whatever. But with Akud opening the door and Aurora out there as well, opening the door for cheaper princesses, I'm like, wow, that Cindy can make her way out there actually a lot sooner. And I'm all of the possibilities of the however many cards exist in Disney Lorcana currently is just too much for my brain to comprehend, which is why I like living in the world of the condensed rotation, because my mind is conditioned to know those. And now suddenly if I jump into Infinity, now I got to worry about manners and be prepared and whatever else that the lucky dime, so like there's
Big
so many
Tammy.
things.
I've been thinking about this as well, because I'm kind of stuck in this hard place myself, right? Because it should be no surprise to longtime listeners that I love Toy Story, and the Woody mat is so great, and it is the equivalent to what Scar was for me.
Yeah.
And so, but I also have a bunch of friends that are going to the DLC in Indianapolis, and I want to help them be successful, because we've got our team, not just our team too. Like, I want our team to be successful, but we've also got friends that are going to compete in that as well. And, I want to see them all succeed. And I've made the choice that I'm not going to do the Infinite event, no matter what. Like, even if I don't get a spot as a lore guide, I will present and do like core side of it and stuff. But with that being said, I know I'm going to need to play Infinity, because I'm going to have to get help folk play to get. But I think the thing I would say to you, Andy, a little bit about brain power usage, a little bit and stuff, is that while I agree different play lines are going to have to occur in different decks, I think, there's a lot of still overlap within the game itself to like strategies and thinking about, how to play the game and getting better at it, that Infinity brings. And so it's not nearly as much as the bigger issue to me, I think, which doesn't really affect you as much as you and Kirsten buy a ton of product. I don't have. I can only build so many decks at a given point in time that are going to be like truly competitive decks. So yeah, I don't know. But it was, I think, Brad, you raised a really interesting point with Kristen's kind of tinkering deck that she's put out there. I will say I do think overall I do find the Cinderella to be a win more card overall, but that's just my experience in playing with her in the past.
You could get her on 3. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, if you can make it work, because I've
Wait.
lost against a deck where they get it successfully out.
How do you get it on turn? On turn 3 with a Cood, right? So Cindy on 1, Singer on 2, a Cood on 3 plus 3 ink shifted. Right? Like, your Cindy has to live. That is easy removal.
Yeah. You also, I mean, you have to have the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now
she's running 4 whole new worlds too. That's like, so it's just one of those early whole new world things that people used to do, like with the Queen on 2 and stuff. That like can really mess up the game plan, but it could also backfire too.
Amber Steel has a lot of game in songs, like whether it's cheating out characters earlier now for aggro type gains, or cheating out bigger and bigger characters for board control and song control gains, because Ariel Sonic Warrior is another really good one. Just being able to control that board and stuff. So, those are both definitely playable. I don't know. I think that like there's gonna be a bigger opportunity for players to come up with homebrew decks, right? So Infinity is going to start happening here as soon as Wilds Unknown comes out. I think we have a couple Infinity CCQs, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to see Infinity events in place. We're going to see a lot of talk and development of the Infinity meta. People are going to be practicing webcam games and in locals on Infinity because of the DLC. And there's going to be a huge opportunity for you to be able to say, okay, well, if this is what the meta looks like, I'm going to be able to build a deck that handles that meta. There's just so many combinations of decks you can build that can manipulate or, infiltrate any particular meta.
My question to you is, do you think they should make Wilds Unknown set champ more in?
It'd be nice.
That's what I proposed like a couple, months ago. I was like, my prediction was that they would give the option at the set championship, but a lot of people on Twitter, especially, have fired back on that. But gearing up for the DLC, like I feel like it makes sense because it's all happening. It's
happening during the DLC, right? I'm pretty sure the month of June is basically.
Do we know the dates yet? Yeah.
I think it's every weekend in June.
Yeah.
Right? Which means that the DLC weekend is a set champs weekend, so you're going to get a lot of people who miss that particular weekend.
I think the biggest argument was, though, that I saw and I kind of agreed with, was that if we make it Infinity, it kind of closes the door a bit for newer players to come in. And I know we have Fabled for a lot of reprints, but a lot of those hard hitting cards like Rapunzel and stuff, people don't have access to use those in that format. You
know what? I mean, it's also hard for people to come into this game in one set and have Dumbos, have Demonas, and have Hades, Genies, Elsas, even. I mean, St. Louis has a massive Lorcana community, but if you imagine you flew in from somewhere with nothing and you landed in St. Louis and you were like, all right, guys, I'd love to play Lorcana with you. I need to get some cards and build a deck. Right? Like, you've got a bunch of us that like give away our cards and things like that, but not a ton of stores that do singles, because Lorcana
almost no store.
Yeah. So
I'm sad that Modak's singles have dwindled down to, just a tiny bit of one shelf now. It used to be a whole case.
Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. It's not I'm not knowledgeable enough to debate why the singles market isn't working or whatever. But I think I agree with you. It is definitely hard to jump in a set and have it be infinity. But I think it's also kind of hard to jump in the game in general. Like, it is an investment. You will have to play some games with some cards. All core constructed cards are also infinity legal, right? Your deck might not be as powerful, but it's not unplayable, right? So, um, it's just
Right. But I think it's fair to admit though that Infinity is a more unfair.
yeah. I mean, there's a
Right.
lot crazier
The cards
stuff.
in Infinity allow you to do more unfair things than the cards
for
in
sure.
Core Constructed. You know. My only opposition, I think, to allowing the stores to do Infinity for any set champs is that it doesn't really give the opportunity for set champ for that set to shine at least a little bit to the the meta of that set. And I mean, I think there are fair arguments to say it's like, well, it's like I played a deck and I won in Winterspell without any Winterspell card.
Yeah.
I totally get it and stuff, but like, I think the format changes. There are decks that we didn't see, that weren't around in Whispers in the Well that we saw in Winterspell that became better. And so, it's like, I think ultimately giving each set to live and breathe and express its uniqueness is important. And Infinity isn't going anywhere, right? Like, we're just adding card pools to it. And so that would be my argument to it, which goes back to our whole debate about why I'm not a huge fan of the fact that we only have 3 DLCs and a third of them are in the Infinity format. I think that was probably, but we've talked about that.
No,
Yeah.
I agree, Vince. I think that's only one part of it. They've chosen to do this. I think we've talked about this before, that I personally think that they've said they want world champion, world's competitors to be good at all facets of the game. That's why they did the super sealed and stuff. So having a Infinity DLC is their way of trying to do this. So I think I've also said I think they should do set champs for a block of weekends, and then the DLC be right after that. Have it be the lead up to and the crescendo to the DLC for that set. And at the same time, though, like, the idea of this set living and breathing and not being able to have its any say in core constructed ever, like, this set is just Infinity set, which potentially means that less cards are even important. At the same time, the developers have the ability to build the set around that, right? Like, I'm not going to even pretend like I understand game development, the level that they're doing this stuff, but just from my smooth brain theory here, like, you could make a set play really well or differently in, like, limited, sealed, draft, and then you can build that set around this format and and say, okay, well, there's going to be a DLC, it's going to be sealed, it's going to be draft, whatever, and the set champs are going to be the same way, and you make people play that, and you try and sell people on that format. Pack Rush, any of these other formats. Vince, um, you said you played that Three Wishes. Is it the
3
format?
Wishes.
From Down Under. They have the Heroic format. Is another one that I know is trying to gain some traction there, and I've heard only good things about. So I'm fine with them making a set like that, but, like, I think that needs to be their intention from top to bottom, from game development of the cards picked, from the set champs to the DLC to the all of this.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't feel like we lost Wilds Unknown as a core constructed set. It would feel like it lived its life as an Infinity set. You know?
I think you're right about that. I think what's really kind of a bummer about it is that we were all, and I was especially, you probably go back and hear the announcement at Gen Con when they first showed the Woody and Buzz Lightyear thing and hear my scream hit on the audio of the live stream. But you know, we were so excited. Everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, Pixar's finally coming. We've been talking about this forever. Finally coming, and it's here. We're just about there." And we get a handful of weeks with it, basically, before we get into set champ. And we've got this Infinity DLC. And then, like, in less than, you know, what is it, like 12 weeks upon release, we're in a attack of them. And so we really do, like, Wilds Unknown does kind of live in it's like forgotten for a lot of reasons, right? And, you know, I'm not here to argue about like you say, Andy, I don't know the intricacies of how they want to release sets or how the development goes around that. But I 100% agree with you. I wish there's a little bit more of a, like, we understand we're doing an Infinity for our, you know, DLC. So we're going to make this as an Infinity set. And it's going to, in order for it to be fair, it's going to be an Infinity set. Or like, we want this set to be a limited set, right? Like, we want it to really shine in its limited format, and we're going to design it around that, and that's where it goes. And I do think, I think it would be good if we had. So I agree, and I hope, you know, we see that. You know, I mean, I think the good thing that we can rely on, and I know I think some people out there get a little, maybe, like, you know, it's like, doesn't Ravensburger know what they're doing, blah 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 and stuff. And I think, like, the one thing to kind of keep in mind is, you know, Ravensburger has been really great with responding to, you know, and improving the game and improving the things along the way. We saw that with, like, the DLCs. It's also just important to recognize that, like, Ravensburger, not all that long ago, just did puzzles and then got into board game, and this is their first trading card game. And so, you know, I think they're learning how to be successful at it, along with the rest of us that are new at this. I think, you know, it's easy for us to criticize some of this because we see how it's working in other games, or we hear how it's worked in other games, and how we kind of wish it would work here. You know, I think hopefully we'll see that in the future.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we'll talk more about it next week after maybe we've studied some of the cards that have come out. And when is the release date?
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
I know. It's come fast. It's just like whoop, and it's here.
I'm so cooked. And I'm so cooked. My wallet and my bank account are so cooked. All right. Well,
yeah, I know. I already did. I get paid this Friday, and I already looked at, like, the layout of May, and I was like, oh no, my poor
bro.
bank account. But anything else we want to talk about in this segment here before we move on to
our ceremonies
favorite segment? Yeah,
let's do it.
Villain of the sets.
Why'd you make it plural? Apologies to Gantu. This is a villain of the set. If you've been a long-time listener, you know that for the entirety of the set, we nominate our villain of the week, and at the end of it, we have a poll on who you think is the most villainous. And so we're going to run through. We didn't practice this at all. Do you guys want to do it one at a time? You want me to read them all?
Just read them all.
Read them all here. So our villains of the week from Winterspell was starting with Lumpy, Playful Heffalump. I think we could wrap it up there. As Andy joked earlier. Lumpy's the
all
best.
right.
We love Lumpy. Yeah.
Andy before the podcast was like, "Stop the vote! Stop the vote!"
All right, we're hoping you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to vote for Lumpy and Lumpy alone for us at
Episode 85, we had Nani, stage manager. Then into Tramp, street smart dog. Grandmother Willow, we didn't put the subtitle, but I think it's Ancient Keeper of the Ancients or something like that. I don't have it in front of me. Apologies. Thank you. Ink Geyser, Angel Experiment 624, Lilo Escape Artist, Akud Etamuti, Raging Storm, and Webby's Diary. What do you guys think's going to take it down?
Tramp.
You know,
Tramp.
I don't want to put my thumb on the scale. I want to see what the voters say.
Don't vote for Tramp.
Of course, it's going to.
I think that's what's going to win. I don't agree. Tramp is not the best card.
Of course, it's going to be Grandmother Willow. But again, I don't want to put my thumb on the scale.
You know who's been a real pest is that Angel, though. Experiment 624. When she comes out and I don't have an immediate answer for her.
The best card in there is Webby's Diary. I'm just predicting that everyone is going to incorrectly vote for Tramp's. Okay.
If you want to vote, please look down in the description below. We will have a Google form. It's all for fun this time. Just vote on who you think is the most villainous of these 10 cards here that we have, and we will announce that winner next
11?
week on the show. But closing out Winterspell as we prepare for Wilds Unknown.
I can't do. But anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you're joining us on audio, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. And I'll just note, I have not forgot about you, our lonely Pandora listener. I think about you from time to time.
And there goes our one Pandora listener. All right. If you're joining us on YouTube, which if you're not, you really should. We have a ton of fun over here. Be sure to like, subscribe. We are almost 250 away from our 1,000 subscribers. We have to hit that before 100. Okay? If we do, Brad will wear a crazy costume. Most liked comment will get the... I'm joking. Like and subscribe. That's all I have.
And follow us on the socials at Rules of Villainy. Join our Discord where we have a lot of fun there. I cut that one short for you.
That's all good. Until next week, stay safe, fellow friends. Be wary of those wannabe heroes who want to disrupt your villainous plans. And as always, remember the rules of villainy.
I love you, Pete.